Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel, Psychic Therapy for the Soul. I'm here, Rosalia, aka Rosebud, here with another dream. Okay, so I had this dream last night, right before I woke up. I feel like there was a lot more to the dream, but based off of what I remember, I'm going to spill it. So this dream is fairly similar to a previous dream I had. I'll tell you about these kind of reoccurring dreams that I have. So I actually have reoccurring dreams where I drive to another location. So for example, like even if the location is on the other side of the world or incredibly far away on flight, for example, in my dreams, it typically feels like I just have to drive maybe an hour, maybe two, and it's like next door and I'll be there. So I have these kind of dreams all the time. So this dream, I actually get into my vehicle. So I get into my car and I'm not driving alone. So there's actually two friends by my side, one Pisces and one Sagittarius. They both are in the car with me and they're driving with me to Thailand. Okay, so I'm actually driving to Thailand with these two guys. Okay, and they're both my friends. They're both actually really important to me in my life. Okay, they both helped me make my business possible. So they have without them, some aspects of my business would have not been possible. So they're my friends. And okay, so it's a Sagittarius and a Pisces. Okay, they're in the car with me. They're beside me. I'm the driver. So we get into the car and I see this big map. Okay, that is placed in front of my eyes, and I see the path. And it's from where we are right now, so Ottawa, Canada, to Thailand, okay? And it's only a 3-hour drive, and we're driving down south. So the map actually shows that we're driving down south, okay? Really interesting. So I see the map first, okay? We drive down south, we get to Thailand, okay? We drive to Thailand, and I'm already aware of what needs to be done. I have been there before, so in my mind already there's this understanding that I know exactly what needs to be done. Finding a place to stay, getting a scooter to get around, I'm already aware, okay? And we get on the island called Phangan. I'm assuming that it's the island Phangan because that's where I felt really confident in what I need to do with my necessities, because I actually did live there for 3 months in the past. So we get to Thailand, we get to the island, and we are right away in the city. Somehow we get separated. They go and do their own things. They're looking for a place to stay. So they're coming at me really fast from all directions. They're like, okay, we're looking for a place to stay. We're gonna find a spot to stay. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to find a spot to stay too, but I'm not gonna just stay in a place that has one room. I'm gonna stay in like a home. Okay, I'm gonna stay in a home. As I'm trying to walk through the crowd of people, because we're in the city of Thailand, so kind of like we can say Chiang Mai in Thailand is very crowded. Okay, so we're already kind of like going through different areas in Thailand. It's very crowded, and I'm trying to get through the crowd to find a realtor in which can book me a place to stay for the week that I am there. Okay, so I'm in my mind, I'm consciously aware that I'm there for a week. While I'm trying to get there and find that person, people are coming at me from all directions. There's one person in particular that I just remembered now came up to me. It's a female that I knew in high school, okay, very long time ago. I don't know why she came up. I don't know what zodiac sign she is, so I can't really bring it up. But you could say it's a past memory, old friend. Okay, we're not in contact anymore. We're Facebook friends. That's about it. So she's in there. She comes and asks me some kind of questions, and then she's like, I'm going to this place to find a place to stay, and I'm like, okay. So I'm being distracted by other people's requirements, questions, need for advice. Okay, need to tell me something. I finally get to the woman that is trying to book me at a home. Okay, and she's incapable of finding me a place that gives me a full week there. Okay, so like there's availability for 2 days in this one place, and then in my mind I'm like, okay, so I have to get 2 nights here in this home, and then I need to change homes real quick halfway through the week and get availability for another few days, because for some reason there were no homes that were available during the time that I wanted. Okay, while I'm trying to get that sorted and I'm trying to get that organized, people are getting in my energy, distracting me. Okay, I look across from me, okay, and there's like a locker, okay, like a locker, and people are putting things away. One person in particular, okay, is a celebrity actor, okay, and he's a Virgo, and I haven't seen him in my dreams in a very long time, actually. However, I do associate him with this island and country, simply because he's entered my dreams when I dreamt about this island before, many years ago. Okay, so I'm like pretty aware that we have a telepathic connection. Okay, so this celebrity actor who's a Virgo, he appeared to me as his younger self. Okay, and usually when I come in contact with souls that are younger than they actually are in real life in my dreams, I see it as seeing who they really are, as opposed to the body that they are wearing in real life, but also the essence that they're currently embodying. So I'm connecting, so back to the dream. So I'm connecting with this Virgo celebrity, okay, but I see only his back, okay, and he has no shirt on. I don't know what the relevance of that was. I think he was getting changed because we were like in a locker. And he's his younger version, okay? We can say that he's in his 30s, okay? And I only see the back of him, but I know that he is upset. So he's actually upset, all right? And I'm trying to put my hands on him empathetically to see if he's okay. And I'm trying to say, you know, are you okay? You know, I'm here for you. What do you need? Are you fine? Etc. And he looks at me for a second, and then he says, and then he looks away, and then he says, I'm tired of this S-H-I-T, okay? I'm tired of this shit. Trying not to swear, because I don't know what YouTube allows, so. I'm tired of this shit, okay? I'm tired of this. And really like frustrated and pissed off, okay? Right away, I knew that it wasn't relatively about me, but in some essence, he wanted me to know. Okay, so there was a psychic element there, and I really feel that I was connecting to him in real life, like psychically. Okay, so back to the dream. So I witnessed this guy's emotions, I witnessed his frustrations, and then he kind of disappears into the dream. Okay, he disappears into the dream. After this, I realized I need to get a scooter. I need to get a scooter in order to be able to get around the island. Because in my awareness, I'm aware that I have to get a scooter in order to drive around the island. Okay, and I start to leave the crowded area, and I start to seek out the peaceful place of the island where there isn't much crowd. Okay. And that's when my 2 friends, Sagittarius and Pisces, come and join me. They find me, okay? They find me. And that's all I can remember from the dream. And I wake up, okay? So I hope that makes sense, because I was kind of talking already about the elements as I was going through the dream. But long story short, okay? Long story short, I get into a car, I'm the driver. I drive me, the Pisces, the Sagittarius friend to Thailand, okay? I am in a crowded spot, everybody's distracting me. I look for a realtor that's trying to rent out a home for me. I can't find a full booking, I'm trying to organize my week. I get distracted from other people's homes that they are also getting ready for themselves. I notice a celebrity Virgo that is frustrated and pissy. I empathize with him, I let him go, I move on from the crowd of distractions, and then my Sagittarius and Pisces friend join me as I go and I find that peaceful kind of area. To summarize. Okay, so a few different elements. I'm going to go straight into the dream book simply because there was a lot of aspects in there that I didn't know and I actually already looked up. And I'm eager to find out the symbolism of each. But the one thing that I'm going to interpret as my own, okay, firstly, is the driving, okay? So the driving I'm very aware of. I have a South Node in Cancer, and Cancer rules the Tarot Major Arcana, the Chariot. So I understand being the driver in my own kind of life very well, okay? Basically, you know, I'm the chariot, I'm the driver behind the wheel, I'm in control of my life, I'm in control of my destination, I'm driving to the journey where I want to drive, I know where I'm headed, I know where I'm going, okay? My Sagittarius and my Pisces friends are like my, I want to say they're like my sidekicks, and they're like my supporters, but also my partners, in which are helping me drive forward, and they believe in the common destination that I believe in. They believe in the same destination that I believe in. So they're both trying to also accomplish this with me. And I'm trying to get to my destination. I'm going on a journey, so it represents the journey, the path to Thailand, where maybe I am seeking a new adventure, a new experience, which is kind of what I'm getting, because I have actually been looking at the island and wondering if I should return in the next year, next winter. So I'm kind of like thinking about that already. So it's interesting how it came up again. And then the inability to find a home, I kind of resonated with that in the sense where I have been kind of looking at different homes or different places to stay, but not truly aligning with any of them yet in my real life. So I have been kind of getting that as well. Like, and I'm just kind of like hypothesizing because I'm just browsing. I'm not necessarily like making this decision. So it's interesting how my unconscious is already kind of like putting that out. And I'm sure this kind of exposes me a little bit too, and people who watch this get a little bit of information, surely. And also the psychic connection that I had with the Virgo, with the celebrity Virgo. I'm connecting to his emotions, and he's showing me exactly how he's feeling currently in his life and whatever he's experiencing. So I am consciously aware that that is what I'm receiving in the dream. So there is this kind of psychological aspect, which I'm going to get into soon with the dream book, but then there is the psychic aspect, in which there is this kind of element, this psychic connection, where I'm on along my journey. I am recognizing this man's soul and seeing his current internal frustrations, in which he may not be fully expressing out into the world, for people to truly see and know, out of respect and humility, of course. So so that's kind of what I got from that. And then, you know, my natural need to kind of empathize, and then let go, and then release. And then the distractions while I'm on the journey is very relevant to my life. I mean, I'm kind of going down a path, and then I get distracted, and then I change directions. This is usually like long-term path, but also daily path, where I have goals in my mind and I set out on those goals and I try to complete a task, and then suddenly my mind kind of changes because I get distracted from something. Like, I get a call from a client. It's not a distraction. That's a blessing. I get a call from a client, or I get a message, or something happens and I get a little bit distracted, and then I turn directions, and I go and I do something else, and it kind of takes me off the initial goal in the first place. And that does seem to happen at times. So that was kind of interesting how the dream kind of showed that. And then I move on from the crowded place, and once I get out of all that distraction and all that planning, I come back and I'm looking for the island of peace with my Sagittarius and Pisces friend who were there in the first place. Okay, who were there in the first place. So really interesting. Okay, so the first aspect here of the dream, okay, is journey 254. Okay, I feel like I've already said a lot of time. I've already put in a lot of time here. So journey. The image of a journey is a very potent one in a dream work. Anytime the idea of a journey becomes apparent, it is to do with the way that we carry on our everyday lives and how we move forward. So I talked about that. Every step that we take towards understanding ourselves and the world we live in can be pictured in terms of a journey, and the dreams that a person has reflect that movement. In our ordinary everyday speech, we use idioms to suggest our understanding. We speak of the ups and downs of life, of being at a standstill, and so on. Each moment is totally unique, and that uniqueness is reflected in our dreams. Mostly dreams are about the here and now and give a snapshot picture as to what is happening at this particular moment. The images will reflect how we were feeling, what obstacles there are, possible courses of action, and what our ultimate goals should or may be. The dream will bring in images from the past or recognizable scenes to help us interpret what is going on and move forward to meet our destiny. So that's interesting. So there's different aspects of journey here. I want to say, let's look for something that was very, okay. At a standstill or in a traffic jam. I want to say that the crowd was kind of like that. So indicates we're being prevented or are preventing ourselves from moving forward. This needs handling with care, since the stop may be too appropriate. Okay? And then departing. Formerly, all departures were interpreted as death. Nowadays, the symbolism is much more of a new beginning. We are leaving the old life in order to undertake something new. When someone in our lives leaves us, we may dream of departures and the grief that parting causes. Okay, so in this case, I am looking for a new start, okay, in my life. And that just means, traveling and going on a journey, or maybe kind of seeking out a new routine. So I'm kind of thinking about changing my seasons up, maybe living somewhere else for a particular season, working on an island. I worked on this island a few years ago, so I already have experience. I worked as a detox manager, as a nutritionist on a resort, and I enjoyed it. It gave me free time to work on my business online, enjoy the sunny weather in the winter time, and to also grow my nutrition experience and work with a kitchen. So I felt really aligned doing that. It's kind of me thinking about doing something like that again. And driving, the whole of the symbolism of driving in dreams is particularly obvious. It represents our basic urges, wants, and needs. So I'm trying to drive my life forward. I feel like I'm in control. So that's kind of what I'm feeling from that. So there's also a passenger. If we are traveling with one passenger, suggests we may be considering our relationship with that person. I'm thinking about my relationship with these people and how they have helped me. This is actually really important to mention. And now that it kind of comes up, I can see how that would be relevant. So I traveled for 2 years between 2018, 2019 to 2020. So 2 years to Europe and Asia, okay? And the only reason that I returned was because of the COVID. So it was actually COVID virus that propelled me to return. However, if I did not return, I would not have a successful business because I had to restabilize it here because it's Canadian, okay? And I started it in 2018. The reason I bring this up is because those two men that are in my passenger seat that are along with me on my journey, I would have never met them if I did not return back to Ottawa, if I did not return back to Canada. And I would have never had that kind of help. And it was a very spontaneous and miraculous encounter. I wasn't searching for these two fellas, okay? If it wasn't for them appearing on my journey, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. That's the truth. I wouldn't have what I have. Maybe I would have it, but maybe not in the same kind of form, okay? I honestly don't know. We don't know, right? But I really, if I ever receive a reward for Soul Food Fitness, I will 100% be thanking both of them for making this possible for me, big time. So I see that kind of relevant and important in the driving aspect of how I consider them in my lives and this journey that I have taken. So it's kind of interesting how I kind of travel to Thailand, get kind of distracted, and then I come back and these two people are still on my journey with me. We meet back up and we are back to our kind of calm and peaceful place. So that I found that really interesting. The celebrity actor, it's really interesting how I find the actor has a completely different meaning, like has such a distinguishable meaning, okay, in the dream book, and that's that I'm not in control of my, that I need to take responsibility for my life, okay? That's typically what actor means. I'm just gonna double check that, 52. To dream of an actor, particularly a famous one, is to become aware of the ego in oneself. Very often we become conscious of the roles we play in life and recognize that we are perhaps not playing the part we really want to. And one of the other ones are, we each need to take responsibility for our actions and the act of living. We each are actors in our own place, so we see ourselves as actors suggests we may be using it. Okay, so I don't see myself there, but I definitely align with the very often we become conscious of the roles we play in life and recognize that we are perhaps not playing the part that we really want to. And my psychic connection with this Virgo actor made me realize that he may be particularly experiencing this as well. As in, for example, okay, he's in the limelight, he's being seen by the world, everybody is judging him, even if they're not, like there is eyes on him. Anything that he says is going to be seen. So there is this kind of image in which he must portray in order to be seen in a good light, okay? And I'm not saying that he's fake, definitely not, that's not it. I think that he's quite real and does the best that he can. But if he's truly pissed off, he's not gonna go and show up in front of the world saying how pissed off he is, right? Because then he may not come off in the right light, you know? So of course, like, and that goes for any of us, like that goes for me too. Like, I'm not going to go on TV and say to everybody how pissed off I am about this person and this situation and all of these things, because I'm not interested to be seen. I don't want to be seen as this angry person. I may show up and defend myself in a very calm and respectable manner and say what I'm thinking, but I may say it in a very calm and a humble way in order to still be seen in a good, respectable light. So it's just about, you know, having manners, right? It's about having manners. You want to have manners walking through life, and you want to be showing respect walking through life. But sometimes we do grit our teeth a little bit to be very respectable, and we hold back at times what we truly are feeling, and that's natural. Okay, that's actually really natural. In our unconscious, we have a fire that burns, and if we were to act on that fire every single time, there would be mayhem everywhere. So this is why we have been taught as humans to live as civilians, right? To be civil. I mean, at least I'd like to hope that we still have that kind of basic human decency in our world. So that's kind of what I got from that with the actor interpretation. So let's take a look at Friend 195. Friends appearing in our dreams can signify one of two things. Firstly, we need to look at our relationship with that particular person, and secondly, we need to decide what that friend represents for us. For instance, security, support, and love. So, like I mentioned, that those friends look to me, not look to me, but I look at them as support and security, because they have been, because of their help and their sharing of skills and believing in my journey, my business, I have been able to feel secure and stable, and also loved, absolutely, too. So that's good. Map. So the map at the very beginning, that kind of showed up there at the very start, where I saw my journey from Canada to Thailand. That was actually also a significant symbol. $2.99. For a map to appear in a dream often indicates the clarification of the direction we should be taking in life. We may feel that we are lost and need something to indicate the way forward, particularly so far as ambition or motivation is concerned. A map that has already been used, that's not it. In dreams, when we first set out on the journey of discovery, which makes us grow into capable human beings, we often need clarification of the way that we must undertake the journey. In dreams, this often appears as a map, the direction we are being shown to take. Forwards, backwards, left or right, we are often helped by the idea of having a course to follow. A map can obviously help us in our quest to find the spiritual way forward. It is worth remembering that we would need to read the map ourselves, and therefore we are our own guides. So I find that really interesting, because my journey to that island the first time, if it wasn't for me traveling to that island, I wouldn't be the spiritual person that I am. It was 100% incredibly impactful to the way that I see my life, especially since when I traveled there, I was actually overcoming a lot of pain, a lot of loss, a lot of destruction, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of brokenness, poor mindset, failures, loss. So that island healed me, actually, and it was such a spiritual and magical island. It kind of restored my faith in the miracles of life. So my desire to return temporarily there for a season kind of keeps that alive, and it's almost like my soul is remembering that connection to that spiritual place, and how much lightness I felt being there. So that's kind of interesting. So the map could be showing me, and the journey of the dream could be showing me what will happen if I were to go that way. Maybe a few distractions here and there. Maybe I would go off route a bit and then come back again, which is kind of what happened the first time. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. It just makes life a little bit more interesting. Okay, I believe that is all. I will mention the home. I wasn't gonna, but because I somehow reached 30 minutes of this dream. But the home, 228, because I was searching for a home and I couldn't find a home, okay? The human being has certain basic needs such as shelter, warmth, and nourishment. The home, and particularly the parental home, can stand for all of these things. To dream of being at home signifies a return to the basic standards we learned as a child. Psychologically, we all need to integrate our own primary personality traits with learned behavior. Dreaming of a safe environment such as a home allows us to do this. Sanctuary, that is a place where we can be ourselves without fear of reprisal, is contained in this image. Spiritualists speak of going home when they are approaching death, since the physical state is a temporary one. Okay, I've been having a lot of that for some reason. I'm not planning on dying, or anything like that, and I could be just going through a major spiritual transformation, like a death and rebirth, like on a spiritual level. But searching for the home, like the right home on the island, that can really represent me like trying to find safety in my basic needs. Like I still need to feel comfortable even if I'm going into a new place, but obviously once I land there, if I were to go, I would go through a major transformation as a person, because of course you become your environment. Even if you don't try to, it's just natural to become your environment. You become somewhat connected to it, and you start to align with the energies there. All right, that's it for the dream. Thank you. Bye.